We've been out here for 8 days. We've been out here for 19 weeks. I know we got some issues, but we're going to continue to resolve them and work them out. I have a relentless vision right now, and I know that everybody else here does too. We have a relentless vision for what we can do, not just for Kansas City, but the entire world. That's what the People City is. And so I'm thankful for y'all, for everybody here, for helping build this historic, unprecedented city that has never been done before in our city. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
In the wake of the brutal murder of Minnesota man George Floyd by Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, Kansas City, like cities across the nation, flooded the streets with Americans demanding not just justice for George Floyd, but a systemic restructuring of the way law enforcement is conducted in our country. Over the past 19 weeks, protesters have endured countless attacks of state-sponsored violence, ranging from intimidation to downright assault. After weeks of intense protesting, the number of activists pouring into the streets began to wane. But after footage emerged of pregnant woman Daisha Stallings being brutally arrested, local activists were spurred to create a CHOP-style occupation of the city council lawn to send a distinct message that they would not be moved until justice had been served. On day 9, we spoke with attorney and occupation organizer Stacy Shaw.
We're right here at the People City. This is our 9th day of occupation at the seat of government in Kansas City, right here in front of Kansas City City Hall, across from the Kansas City Police Department, and across from the Jackson County Courthouse. We have been occupying for 9 days now until the Chief of Police, Rick Smith, who has obstructed justice and not allowed for justice for families whose loved ones were killed. All of these people who were killed by Kansas City Police Department. There has not been one single conviction of an officer for brutally violating not only the human rights, but the bodies of people in Kansas City. We demand the immediate termination of Officer Newton for body slamming a 9-month pregnant woman and twisting her arm above her head and kneeling in her back. We are praying for the life of her unborn child, which is the youngest victim of police violence that we're advocating for. And the third demand is to divest 50% of the budget of Kansas City Police Department, which is $273 million, and reinvest that in community and life-affirming institutions. So we have safe housing, so we have access to health care, mental health resources, and better education for our children. All of those things make it so we stop the cycle of violence. That is what we've been advocating for 19 weeks, is stopping the cycle of violence. And so if you are able to come out and occupy with us, or you're wanting to occupy at one of our other occupation locations, please let us know. And if you would like to support in any way, just show up. It does not have to be perfect. It just needs to mean that you show up.
Everybody that is out here, I know we got some issues, but we're going to continue to resolve them and work them out.
Of those people turning out, we spoke with Ryan Sorrell of Black Rainbow to hear why he's been protesting and occupying the city council lawn in the People's City.
The artists have always been the vanguard of the revolution, from Nina Simone to Kendrick Lamar. The artists have always been the vanguard of the revolution.
Yeah, so my name is Ryan Sorrell. I'm with an abolitionist organization called Black Rainbow. We were founded about 3 months ago, actually, at this point, after the brutal murder of George Floyd. When he was brutally murdered, and there was thousands of people here in the streets in Kansas City. We organically emerged just from people in the streets. We just met each other at the protest, and our organization was founded. From there, we continue to grow, and we continue to do direct actions. We did an anti-Independence Day rally. We also did a Juneteenth rally. And so these were, very exciting events that we did. So the specific reason that you see all these tents out here today is because last Wednesday there was a brutal assault on a 25-year-old black woman who is 9 months pregnant. She's actually less than a week due to give birth to her child at this point. Less than a week. And she was assaulted by a police officer. She was thrown onto the ground, had her arm twisted behind her back, and then he continued to put his knee into her back, and she still has bruises. She was hospitalized twice. And so we thought that this was unthinkable in terms of the brutalization and violence that took place. Absolutely unthinkable. And, you know, we wanted to see justice. And so we have 3 specific demands. And we decided that we were going to occupy City Hall here in Kansas City, which has not happened in over 10 years, over a decade. We decided that we are going to occupy City Hall until all 3 of our demands are met.
I served in the military. I did time in Bosnia. Every person that kneeled at that flag, I give mad respect to. They're not disrespecting me. They're being fucking American. That's what America was built on, protesting. That's how it all got started, was protesting. But they want to take that right away from us just because we're black. They never wanted us to have anything, no rights, nothing. So they want to take that away from us in order for us to come out here and keep fighting for justice for Jason. So things like that don't happen to our black women.
As the occupation holds firm in its resolve to go unmoved until their demands for justice are fulfilled, the City Council is set to confer this week on whether or not to proceed with a forced removal of the protesters. We'll continue to keep you updated as the events unfold.